This is episode 21 of the Living Luppy podcast. Know Your Whys. Welcome to the Living Luppy podcast, where a fat musician fights to lose 200 pounds and learns a whole lot of lessons along the way. And now, weighing in at 419 pounds with a total weight loss of 35 pounds, here he is, your host, me.
What's up? How's it going, everybody? Welcome to the Living Luppy podcast. My name is Luppy, and I am your host, as always, on the show. This is the podcast where we talk about health and fitness, and it's from the perspective of a fat dude. And that's me. I'm the fat dude. But I'm working on not being fat anymore and fighting to lose 200 pounds. And I'm learning a whole lot of lessons along the way. So thanks for tuning in. And hopefully we can find some reasons to why we do the things we do and make some life changes and all get a little healthier. That's the goal here. But yeah, I'm glad you guys are here. So if you haven't done so yet, make sure you go on over to livingluppy.com. That's where you get all the info on the podcast, plus a whole lot more. And you can watch past episodes and watch some Luppy dailies and read a little bit more about my journey and maybe some things that'll help and inspire you. So yeah, check that out, livingluppy.com. Also, if you're a fan of the podcast, head on over to iTunes and subscribe on iTunes and give us a rating and review if you could too. That really helps us move up the rankings. So if you got a second, it would be awesome if you did that. You can. There's a link in the description or the show notes wherever you're watching this, either on YouTube or on the website. Or even on iTunes, there should be a link there in the show notes to go to iTunes and subscribe. So check that out. All right, let's get into it. Every week on the show, I weigh in to see where I'm at, and today was no different. Let's see how I did. Okay, there it is, 419 pounds with a total weight loss of 35 pounds. So I've been hovering right around that for a few weeks now. So really good that hasn't gone up because I haven't been eating super clean. I've been struggling with the food a little bit. I also stopped doing regular exercise, just kind of letting other things taking over in my life. We talked a little bit about that last week on the show, is time management and really trying to find your top priorities. And I've been really working on that a lot, thinking through that, thinking about what's really important. And I think I got it whittled down to 6 things. Now, I know on the show I said 3 things, but my first 3 things are health and fitness, house and home, and friends and family. So they're not even business, work related. They're just things that are need to be important and you need to spend time on. And I think that's the biggest thing I've been lacking or slacking on is those three things. Mainly health and fitness. I haven't been spending any time on it other than doing this podcast, And then house and home, if you've been watching my Luppy dailies, I have been getting excited about renovating my house a little bit and doing it on a budget. So I'm working on my studio right now. And I'm super excited about that. It's going to be really, really cool. But I think it's important to do things like that to make your house a place that you're really proud of and comfortable in. It's your nest. It's your sanctuary. It should be awesome and make you feel good. So the other half of that is just cleaning, staying on top of cleaning the house. So I'm finally starting to do that. And I got to get on top of like just the little things, cleaning the bathroom and cleaning the living room and the kitchen. And I keep the kitchen pretty clean, but I kind of let some of the other things go. So I need to stay on top of that. And you're going to feel a whole lot better about your life and your house. Here, I can show you. There used to be a big big stack of boxes right here for years, like for 5 years, ever since I moved in here, or maybe 5 or 6 years. There used to be a big stack of boxes there because I would just unpack. I'd buy my TV and then just put the box there because I didn't want to deal with trying to take it to the recycle bin or whatever. And finally, my friend Danny came over and was helping me with the studio, and she was like, dude, let's just clear out these boxes. Seriously, it took like 10 minutes, and they're gone, and it looks so much better just to get rid of that clutter. It's just so funny how it's been 5 years, it's been sitting there, and I just like, I need to do that. And then a friend comes over and like, let's just do it real quick. I'm like, oh, yeah, cool, Sometimes that's the kick in the butt you need, and there's something about having somebody else there with you that makes you just a little more motivated to do it. So I'm really grateful to have a friend that can help me with that and then motivate me. And it's awesome to have that stuff gone. So I think that's really important, house and home, to take care of your home. And then the third thing is friends and family. It's just making sure you're talking and hanging out with friends and family regularly. Like sometimes we get so busy with other things in our lives and we forget that we need to have that support system there. So, and have a social life, So yeah, friends and family, very important. Sorry, I got the sniffles a little bit. I'm like Donald Trump. Did you watch the debate? Let's not talk about that. Okay. So anyway, yeah, those are my top 3 things. But then after that, I have my 3 things, work-wise that are really important to me, my 3 priorities. So I'm excited to kind of get that all worked out. And I think that's important for all of us. So I encourage you to continue thinking about that and working on that. I'm excited to make health and fitness a priority again, and to really make it first. Today, after I do this podcast, I'm going to be doing some food prepping and making sure I have good stuff kind of pre-made so I can grab it quick. I think that's really an essential thing for me because I get really busy, and then if you wait till the last minute, you're not going to leave enough time to cook. And then, it's going to be too late, and you got to go, and then you're going to grab something crappy. And so that is really important to me, to do some food prep, and I'm going to start doing that every week, picking a day where I can do that. And I think that's important. So yeah, it feels good to be making that a priority again and everything. I've also been thinking and sitting down and thinking about all the reasons why I need to get healthy, and to remember that this is a serious, real life commitment. And that brings us to our battle notes. Battle notes. These are the battle notes. Let's do it. The battle notes. Let's talk about this subject. Good segue, huh? No, but this week in the battle notes, I want to talk about knowing your why. All right. So I think it's really important to know why you're doing the things you're doing. We're talking about health and fitness and losing weight and getting fit. And it's something that's very important to me, but it gets lost in the juggle of everyday life sometimes. And then we just forget why we're even doing it, So what I do is I have these note cards, and I write down a lot of reminders and stuff like that. But the problem for me was I've been using the same reminders for like a year or two, and it just had gotten to the point where it was kind of stagnant and the words didn't mean anything to me anymore, and I just stopped looking at them. And so I realized I have to sit down and write out a new card that reminds me why I need to do this. And what I'm doing is making cards and saying why. This one is I need to cut back on sugar, because there's a few things I want to tackle one at a time. I want to cut back on sugar, sweets, and then I want to cut back on cheese and dairy. And then, just a few fine-tuning things as you go. But sugar's a big thing that's kind of been grabbing me lately, and I've been eating way too much of it, and I need to kind of scale back. I did get some Weight Watchers stuff yesterday at my meeting, so I have a couple Weight Watcher options, which are little snack treat things that are way less calories, way less sugar. And the cool thing is about them, I kind of looked into it a little bit more, they don't use your typical artificial sweeteners and stuff. There is sugar alcohols, which that can be argued that is an artificial sweetener, but the sugar alcohols are at least more of a natural sweetener instead of aspartame or sucralose or whatever, some chemical sweetener. So that's really cool. I feel a lot better about the ingredients. Yeah, there's some preservatives in there and stuff, but for the most part, it's not that terrible. So, and it's low calorie, and it gives you a little sweet fix, and it's good. I got the mint cookies and the chocolate pretzels. So yeah, it's good to have stuff like that in the house again, so that I can stop ordering or getting brownies or donuts or ice cream or whatever. So anyway, that's really good, and that's a really big thing I'm trying to cut back on is sugar. I do have kind of a funny story when I was at Weight Watchers. So after our Weight Watchers meeting, I've been really struggling with the sugar thing, and I finally came to the decision that I was going to get some Weight Watcher treats to help me kind of satisfy that sweet tooth without going way off the deep end, because I'm trying to really stay away from ice cream mainly. So I really believe in a whole food diet. I really do. And I try to eat as much real whole food as I can. That is my number one goal with food. But sometimes you gotta use the best tools to fight an addiction. You know what I mean? And sometimes maybe that's not a complete whole food, but you try to make the best choice you can. And that's what I decided to do with Weight Watchers. Yes, it has sugar alcohols in it, but it doesn't have aspartame and all that. That stuff I just talked about. And I think it's a decent option. Yes, it still has dairy. I'm trying to get off of dairy, but right now I just need to get off of ice cream. That's more important. So I'm sitting there staring at these products and trying to figure out which one I want, or which two. I'm probably going to get a couple. And these ladies walk by right in front of me, and the one lady points at all the stuff I'm looking at, and she goes, "Oh, I don't eat any of these." And the other girl goes, "Oh, neither do I. I eat real food." And they just walk off. They didn't really realize that I was, they didn't realize I was there and I was listening to them. It had nothing to do with me. They were just making a statement to each other. And I get what they're saying. Like, I agree with that. I want to try to eat real food too. But sometimes you need to find some tools that are going to help you where you are, and you just find the best ones you can. And but it was really funny and really kind of messed up, because I heard them say that, and the first thing it did to me is like, oh my God, they're right. I need to stop. I need to not buy these. And then I would have just not bought those, gone home, and have no tools prepared to fight against the sweet tooth. And then as soon as I want ice cream, I'm going to go get ice cream. So which is worse, getting the Weight Watchers or getting the ice creams? I think the ice cream is much worse. I did just say ice creams for those who really are paying attention. But anyway, first of all, it was just so rude of those ladies to do that. Second of all, they didn't realize how pretentious and pretentious is the word, I guess. Just they, were coming off. They didn't mean it. They didn't mean to discourage me, but that's what that statement just did, is it completely discouraged me and almost made me give up on the whole thing, which is ridiculous. Then I had to stop for a minute and go, okay, that's stupid. Forget what those ladies said. I need to do what's right for me. And I know what I'm trying to do. And this fits into my diet, into my plan. So I'm going to proceed. And I got the stuff at Weight Watchers. But just a little side story to just... Sometimes you got to keep your opinions to yourself, or just kind of think through the stuff you're saying. I totally understand what those ladies were saying, and I agree, Whole Foods, absolutely. But don't judge someone else for what they're trying to do. You know what I mean? They have their own way that they believe is right, and even if you don't agree with it totally, hey man, they're at their Weight Watchers meeting and they're trying to do better. So how about just supporting them? You know what I mean? Just support them and let them do it their way. And if they want to sit down and talk about your philosophy on food and eating, then heck yeah, sit down and have that conversation. But just be careful. Don't sit there and just yell stuff out like that could try to think about what you're saying. And don't try to discourage someone else who's trying to find their way. You know what I mean? And there are more than one way. There is more than one way. There is more than one way to get healthy. You know what I mean? And we all think we have a corner on the truth and we've got the answer. And I get like that too. I really believe in a whole food plant-based diet. I really believe that it's important for our health. And it's what I want to try to do. But if you're a meat eater, I'm not going to sit there and stare at you and go, oh my God, I can't believe you're eating meat. I eat whole food. I don't eat meat. No way, dude. That's cool. That's your diet. That's fine. That's what you want to do. That's cool. I totally respect your decisions. I'm not here trying to change the world. If you want to sit down and talk about it, I'll sit down and talk about why I want to eat plant-based. But other than that, I'm not going to sit here and just shout out my agenda to the world, although I do it a little bit on this podcast. But I hope you understand that I'm giving my views and my opinions, but the number one thing is I just want you to be healthy and happy, and that can be achieved in different ways. So anyway, that was a little side story. Sorry that turned into a ramble, but just made me think of that and how frustrating that was. But then I was also really proud of myself for not just giving up on it and going and getting ice cream later. I was like, no, I know that I need to do this. So I'm going to do this, and I followed through. And last night it helped. Last night, and we'll talk a little bit more about this in the Pizza Wars, but I totally wanted to order pizza and order a brownie and all that stuff, and I didn't because I had pizza stuff and I had those Weight Watcher treats. I'm like, no, I'm going to just eat these for 3 points. I ate 2 of them, so 6 points. That's way, way, way better. That's like 130 calories instead of 1,500 calories. So I think I made the right decision there. But anyway, getting back to what we were talking about, it's important to know your whys. It's important to write down on paper or wherever you're going to look at it so that you can read it regularly, every day, multiple times a day. And I'm super glad that I have done that so that I can be prepared in more situations like that. I can know when the pizza sounds good and late at night that no, this is why I'm not going to do that. When I want to go out and get ice cream, this is why I'm not going to. This is why I'm cutting back on sugar. I have it written right here. Those are that's the specific thing I'm trying to cut out right now, and here's why. Look at this. I have 20 things on there, right? And I won't go through all of them, but they're important to me. They're mainly health issues. And it's a reminder that this is serious. This is your life. This is not a game. Your health and fitness is your life. And it's the quality of life, it's the length of life, but most important is the quality of life. How are you living? Are you really happy? And if you're not, then do something about it. We have the chance every minute of every day to do something about it. And sometimes we need to remember why. Sometimes we just get lost in life and whatever, it's not that important. But I have this sitting here on my table every day to remind me, no, it's important, and this is why. So that is something that's really crucial and really an important part of health and fitness. So, and a big reminder for me to stay on top of that and remind myself why this is so important. So, I'm excited about that, and I'm hoping I'm hoping this is gonna lead to some more success, knocking out some of the addictions. That with being a little more prepared with food. I'm trying to get on top of this and start having some success. I'm ready to lose some weight, and I'm ready to feel a little better. So stay tuned. All right, it's time to take a quick little break. We're going to take a break, hear from our sponsor. As always, if you are interested in sponsoring the show, or if you just wanted to say hi and check in or tell us your story on what you're going through, you can email me at livingloopy@gmail.com. On Twitter, it's livingloopy, and facebook.com/livingloopy. So there you go. You can find us out there. Find me out there. It's just me. And say hi. So please do that. All right, we're going to take a quick little break, and then we'll be right back.
What do you hear at a SkyWest Trio show? Something like this.
No diggity. I like the way you work it. No diggity. I like to bang it up, shut it. Get down, get loud. Baby got them up and all of the town. Strictly bitch, you don't play around. Cover much ground. Got game by the pound. Crisscross, I make it jump, jump. The man gotta make it jump, jump. The dad gotta make it jump, jump. Crisscross, I make it jump, jump. Don't try to compare us to another bad little man on the fan. And I'm gonna give you something that you never had. I make you want to jump, wiggle and shake you want. Cause I'll be giving the flavors that make you want to jump. Out the kitchen, mama rolling that body, got every man in the wish. This is how we do it. This is how we do it. It's Friday night, and I feel alright.
For more information on St. Louis's premier party band, visit www.skywesttrio.com.
Then I met you when they made me think twice, cause I can't dream of ever making you my wife. Yeah, cause you only go for the pretty boys while looking for someone to be your tour. I can't go along with you. You're missing out on the big picture. But what fit you is me. But what fit you is me.
I've been trying for days for you to look my way, giving you back rubs and try to catch your gaze. But when pretty boy enters the room, you wanna zoom, 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 and a boom, 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 to another room, and let him consume you to the fullest. It's like the woolest, as full as wool over your eyes, and now the wide shut just like Kubrick. But you get nothing but a good time that works for poison.
Yeah. Yes, what is that jam, you ask? And I answer, it's Pretty Boys by Luppy. That is my single of the month, Pretty Boys. You can for sure find it on iTunes and download it today. Put it in your playlist. So make sure you do that. In the show notes, there is a link to do that. So just check down below in the show notes, and you can hit the link to go to iTunes and get it. Also, if you're interested in the whole album, the album is called Lo-Fi and For the Underground. And that was an album I put out quite a few years ago, but I've repackaged it, remastered it, and I'm re-releasing it. So a lot of re's there, the 3 re's. But yeah, man, you can also get that. So there's a link down below to check out the album. So yeah, do that. And next week we're going to have a new single. So new single of the month. So get excited. All right, welcome back to the Living Loopy podcast. I'm sure glad you guys are here. This is always really nice. I enjoy our time together. Do you? I hope so. I hope you do. All right, it is time for the Pizza Wars. Pizza. Wars. Pizza. Wars. I crack myself up every time with that. All right, Pizza Wars, let's talk about it. Pizza Wars is the part of the show where I talk about my battle with pizza addiction, and we declare a winner in the Pizza Wars every week. This week was another pretty good week. Yeah, I had a lot of temptations to order pizza, pretty much every day. I'm not going to lie. Every day I want to order pizza because it's like this special thing I can do. It's like a reward after a hard day, you know. But I've been making better decisions. I made sure I had stuff in the fridge to make pizzas. I also got a couple of frozen pizzas, just cheese ones, so that I can add some veggies on top and cook it real quick. That was very useful. I turned to that a couple times. And the big winner was last night. Last night I had the night off. I was watching the debate. And I just wanted to order pizza and relax, watch the debate, maybe watch a movie, whatever. Chill out, eat pizza, man. And eat the brownie was a big temptation part of it. I wanted the sweet stuff. And I really got close. I was looking on the menu, you know, but I was like, dude, what is that going to do for me? Like, as soon as I start eating it, it's going to get depressing because it's going to have to end in 10 minutes or less. And then what? Then you're just going to feel like crap and you're going to be pissed that you ate the pizza. We got to try to work on stopping this cycle, man. And then the other big winner was I had those Weight Watcher treats. So I was like, dude, I can just eat one or two of these little cookies and totally satisfy the sweet tooth, and that'll do it. I don't need to get this brownie that's going to make me feel like crap and give me thousands of calories in my diet. So I was able to not order the pizza. I went and made a frozen pizza and then had some Weight Watcher treats, and I had some chips, and yes, I ate the entire frozen pizza. I'm not going to lie about that. I did eat the whole thing. But I ended up eating a lot less than I would have if I ordered pizza, you know. Overeating is something I continue to need to work on, but right now my main focus is just eating at home, not ordering the pizza, and trying to make better decisions. And so I ended up making a frozen pizza with mushrooms. I didn't put a whole lot of veggies on it, but way better than what I would have gotten from Domino's. So that's a victory, man. I'm really excited about that I made that decision because that was really hard. And I need to just do that more often. So this week in the Pizza Wars, we are declaring Pizza 0, Luppy 2. 2-0, Pizza Wars. That's 2 weeks in a row. That's 2 weeks in a row. Can you feel it? Can you feel that? Can you, huh? 2 weeks in a row, man, that I won the Pizza Wars. Bam! Victory. That's awesome. I'm excited about that. All right, it's time for our health fact of the day. Every week on the show, we find a health fact. I always say we, but when I say we, you know it's just me. I find a health fact on the internet. I share it with you, and I don't do any research. So, take it with a grain of salt. But no, it's all stuff that makes sense. And this week is one that we kind of all know, but it's a good reminder because we're talking about knowing your why and setting your goals and kind of sitting down and writing out why you're trying to lose weight. Well, it's also important to remember that the only thing that matters is not the number on the scale. It's more how you feel, how your clothes are fitting, stuff like that. Don't get too set on what that number is. So there are other ways to define success. And in Weight Watchers, we call it beyond the scale. Beyond the scale. But anyway, today's health fact is on any given day, your weight will fluctuate 2 to 5 pounds, mainly from water. So any day, your weight is going to fluctuate 2 to 5 pounds. So when you weigh in, maybe you only lost a pound or maybe you even gained a pound. Remember, water retention and everything plays a huge role in that. Your weight is going to fluctuate 2 to 5 pounds every day. So make sure you're looking at the non-scale victories too. All right, that's really important. How are you feeling? How are your clothes fitting? That should really be your true measurement goals. And then the number on the scale is just kind of a general over time. You can see the overall success, that it's going down or up or whatever. But don't get too caught up on that one number right when you weigh in, right? So that brings us to our challenge of the week. My challenge this week for you is to sit down and write out your whys. I do it on these little note cards. I get index cards. and I write down goals and stuff like that. You can do it wherever. You can do it on your computer. You can do it on a piece of paper, whatever. Put it on the fridge, though. I mean, I think there's something about writing it out, actually physically writing it. I have my goals on my computer too, but I like to kind of write them down and see them handwritten. I think there's something about that. So I would encourage you to sit down, write out your whys. Just 2, 3, 5 things. Really think about why you want to be fit. What is it to you? Are there medical reasons? Are there social reasons? Are there family reasons? Are there just personal goals you want to attain? Maybe it's the clothes fitting into an old outfit or whatever. I said outfit because I was thinking of girls. Guys don't really have outfits. But, I mean, I guess maybe we do. We just don't like to admit it. But whatever. Fitting into old clothes, write down your reasons. And then really try to look at them throughout your day. Really try to look at them first thing in the morning and before you go to bed. That's what I try to do. Put it in a place where you'll see it. I just leave mine on my desk because I sit at this desk all day. But you can put it on the fridge. It's a good reminder when you're going to get food. Put it in your bathroom, like on your mirror, because you'll see it there every time you go in there. Whatever, man. Just it's important to know why you want to do this. So then when you're at Weight Watchers and 2 girls start talking about Whole Foods and it makes you feel like crap about your decision at the time, you can remember, oh yeah, this is why I'm doing this. So forget those ladies. I'm going to do what I need to do. So if those ladies are listening to this, it's nothing personal. I'm not mad at you. I know you didn't mean it. I'm not mad at anybody. It just was kind of a funny thing and a reminder to kind of watch what you say out loud, and you don't know who's listening. So anyway, but that's why you need to know your whys. So in those situations, you make the right decision. So sit down and think about what your whys are. All right. And then if there's any of them you want to share, man, please feel free to get a hold of us on the social media or, get a hold of me on the social media, email, or just comment on this post, whether you're on the website or on YouTube or on Facebook or whatever. Please feel free to comment on the post and let me know what you're going through. And if something you think can help somebody feel free to share. So I'd encourage you to comment and share. And just remember, you're not alone. We're all in this together, all right? The most important thing is to love yourself. Seriously, have grace for yourself. Know that it's about progress and not being perfect, okay? So love yourself. It's got to be out of a place of love, not out of a place of anger. So you are awesome the way you are. Let's just work on making ourselves even awesomer. Yes, that's a word. All right. I'll see you guys on livingluppy.com. It's going to be a good week. See you next week.
For more information, go to www.livingluppy.com. Be sure to head over to iTunes, subscribe, rate, and review. We'll see you next week on the Living Luppy podcast.